My bookkeeping business might fail. That is a genuine concern that I have every single day. I started my bookkeeping business 3 years ago, and you better believe I was so afraid of my bookkeeping business failing. It's so scary starting a business, quitting your full-time job, and hoping that your business is successful. Your business might fail for so many reasons. Some might be your lack of experience or expertise, or poor marketing, or maybe it's bad financial management. Any one of these things could cause your bookkeeping business to fail. In this video, I'm going to talk about some things that you can do to prevent your bookkeeping business from failing. If we don't already know each other, my name is Zach Pasquarello, and I am helping you start your own bookkeeping business. I started 3 years ago, and now I'm telling everybody, if you want to start a bookkeeping business, you can start today. And the best thing is, you don't need any experience. You don't need to hire any employees. You don't even really need any money to get started. Check out all the links in the description of this video. I have a ton of resources that can help you start your own bookkeeping business. But in this video, I want to talk specifically about why my business might fail. So I'm going to outline some reasons why it might fail. And then I'm going to tell you what you can do about that to prevent your business from failing. Because I already know so many of you right now are thinking about starting a bookkeeping business, but you're terrified because it might not work out. First of all, we have lack of experience or expertise, specifically when it comes to actual bookkeeping and using QuickBooks Online. So I tell everybody this, starting a bookkeeping business is a 4-step process. And step number 1, you need to learn QuickBooks and you need to learn how to do bookkeeping. That is the foundation of starting a bookkeeping business. You can't do anything until you at least understand the basics. But I want to caution you. I don't want you to hyper focus and obsess over step number 1. I see all the time. Way too many people spend way too much time trying to become a bookkeeping and QuickBooks expert before they even have their first client. So I don't want you to spend too much time learning bookkeeping and QuickBooks. I recommend become a certified QuickBooks Pro advisor and understand basic bookkeeping fundamentals. But as long as here's my number 1 piece of advice. As long as you don't make the same mistake twice when it comes to actually doing bookkeeping and QuickBooks, you're going to be fine. Your whole business won't fail if you make one bookkeeping mistake or one QuickBooks mistake, but your business will fail if you continue to make the same mistake over and over again if you don't learn from your mistakes. So as long as you basically understand bookkeeping and QuickBooks, as long as you learn from your mistakes, you're going to be fine. Your business might also fail if you don't know how to do marketing and sales. If you can't get customers, your business won't grow, you won't make enough money, and you won't be able to sustain your life with your bookkeeping business, so you're going to have to close up shop and go back to being an employee. Luckily, marketing and sales are actually pretty simple, especially now in 2024 when we have access to social media and the internet, and we can do everything from the comfort of our own home. We don't need to go to networking events. We don't need to spend thousands of dollars on a website or pay-per-click Google or Facebook ads. We can do everything for free with little to no experience. And I know you can do it because I did it 3 years ago with absolutely no experience. A bookkeeping business was the first business I ever started. I had no business experience. I had no accounting or finance experience. I started my bookkeeping business with nothing. So I know you can too. My marketing strategy, I could talk for 30 minutes specifically about what to do and what not to do. Let me break it down for you in 30 seconds. It's a 4-step process. I do everything on Facebook. All you need to do, create social media marketing content every day on Facebook or any social media platform. Step number 2, find prospective clients. Step number 3, connect with them, aka send them a friend request. And then step number 4, simply engage with your community. Talk to your new Facebook friends. It's seriously so simple. However, it's not easy. So it's simple but hard. Instead of complex and easy, it's simple but it's hard. Let me break it down like this. Imagine I tell you to walk a mile today. You're going to say, okay, obviously too easy. Anyone can walk a mile today. But if I tell you walk 1 mile every day for the next 6 months, guarantee you won't be able to do that because it's simple, but it's hard. Same concept with marketing. You need to do a little bit, 30 minutes every single day for 6 months so that you can build your online reputation, build a presence, build awareness of your business, and then ultimately get clients. Inadequate financial management can also lead to your bookkeeping business failing. So let me give you a couple tips. Obviously, everybody needs money to pay your bills. The amount of money you might need could vary depending on your specific situation. Some people have 5 kids, some people have no kids, some people have a big house, some people live in their mom's basement. Doesn't matter who you are or what your situation is, everybody needs some level of financial management. So what I recommend, keep your full-time job when you're starting your bookkeeping business. Probably 3 months, maybe 6 months. Make sure this is actually going to work. And then save 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. So if you're spending $3,000 every month in rent and groceries and gas just to survive, then you need $9,000, maybe $18,000 saved up in cash in case of emergency. That way, when you do start your business, you quit your full-time job, you have a little bit of cash to survive just in case things don't always go according to plan. And then my last tip for financial management, make sure you have a plan for just in case your bookkeeping business actually fails. You need to have a plan in place to say, okay, this didn't actually work. It's time to close up shop, count my losses, and go back to being an employee. That's okay. Most businesses, honestly, don't work. Sometimes they fail, and that's okay. You need to have a plan in place to potentially go back to work if your bookkeeping business doesn't work. Like, for example, me. I quit my full-time job back in 2021, and I told myself in 4 months, if I'm not making $5,000 a month, I'm gonna have to find something new. Luckily, after working my full-time job for 6 months and then working my business full-time for 4 months, after like 8 to 10 months of getting started, I was able to get to that $5,000 per month of revenue for my business. Failure to embrace technology could also lead to your business failing. Everybody is talking about artificial intelligence. It's a hot topic right now. I am not an artificial intelligence guru or expert. I barely know how to use ChatGPT, but I'm also not super worried about technology. I understand the basics. I'm great at communicating through email. I understand how to use Dropbox and Microsoft OneDrive and Google Drive. I can navigate most websites and client portals pretty well. And then obviously we need to know how to use QuickBooks Online. One big shift in technology that I'm seeing right now, most businesses are shifting away from QuickBooks Desktop. So if you are a bookkeeper and you are wanting to stick to only using QuickBooks Desktop, you might struggle to find new clients who are using QuickBooks Online. So I recommend learn QuickBooks Online. So many more clients are using that. But then generally just understand how to use a laptop, the internet, computers. You don't need to be a ChatGPT expert to have a successful bookkeeping business. In the future, maybe AI is going to take over bookkeeping jobs. But what I want you to focus on is today and tomorrow and maybe 3 to 6 months in the future. I don't want you to freak out and to worry so much about artificial intelligence because I'm telling you right now, there are millions of business owners who want to hire you as a bookkeeper. They don't want to outsource their bookkeeping to some artificial intelligence robot that's going to take over humanity. They want a real person doing their bookkeeping. So maybe robots are going to take over in the future, but don't spend time worrying about that right now. I promise there are bigger things in your life, more important things in your bookkeeping business today to worry about. other than robots taking over in the future. So just focus on learning the fundamentals and the basics of how to use a computer and how to navigate websites. You're going to be fine. Don't worry too much about technology other than the basics. The last thing I'm going to talk about is ineffective client management or customer service or communication. We could probably sum it all up into having effective communication. If you are unable to deliver customer service, your business is going to fail no matter what. If you can't keep clients, your business is going to fail. I always say this. It's so much easier to keep a client than it is to get a client, lose a client, and then have to get a new one. Onboarding clients is a lengthy process. It takes a long time to learn how to work with a client. So once you finally get a client, you need to do everything you can to not lose that client. One of the biggest complaints that I see all the time, people say, I've been with this accountant for 5 years and they just are terrible at communicating with me. I call them all the time. I leave voicemails. I send emails and they just never respond. It all comes down to communication. For whatever reason, CPAs and accountants have a terrible reputation for being bad at communicating. So if you can communicate effectively, answer your phone, respond to emails, genuinely do what you're going to say you're going to do, then you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to deliver high quality customer service. You're going to keep more clients than you lose, and your business is going to naturally grow. Just learn how to communicate effectively, genuinely just being a normal person and communicating and responding to emails, and you're going to be fine. So, in conclusion, let me just tell you, if you are worried about your business failing, that's completely normal. I've been doing this for 3 years and I am still worried to this day about my business failing. That's okay. You want to have a reasonable amount of fear, but you don't want to let that fear overcome you and prevent you from actually getting started. So don't be so scared that you never get started, because if you have a job right now, chances are that job or a similar job will still be available in 6 months. So you don't really have a ton to lose. If you don't like your job, if you want to start a bookkeeping business, let this be your sign. Go ahead, get started, keep your full-time job for a few months, quit, give it a try. If it doesn't work, you can always go back to that full-time job.